everybody. In this video, we're going to talk about a little bit the difference between present perfect and past simple. So here we go. First, present perfect simple talk about unfinished actions that started in the past and continue to the present. For example, I've known Julie for 10 years and I'm still to her now. For example, this situation, this is the past. And then this is the present moment. So this section, when I've known Julie, started maybe here. But this section continue until the present. We don't know when this section finished. Okay? So in the case of past simple, talk about finished actions. I knew Julie for 10 years, but maybe then she moved away and they lost touch, for example. This section started in this moment in the past. She knew Julie for 10 years, and then this section started and finished. In this moment, at present time, she's in a different place, and for that reason, this relationship is break up, right? So, in the case of present perfect, talk about a finished action in someone's life. And when we are talking about experiences, we use present perfect. For example, my brother has been to Mexico 3 times. In this case, we emphasize 3 times because it's an experience, right? And then a finished action in someone's life. This is past simple. This situation that started in the past and finished. For example, my great-grandmother went to Mexico 3 times, but maybe this person died, and for this reason we established that this action started and finished, but maybe it couldn't repeat it because she died, for example. So, when we're talking about present perfect simple, we refers to a finished action with a result in the present. For example, I lost my keys. The result is that I can get into my house now. This action started in the past but continue affected or present because the results are the affecting of real situation. And then, for example, a finished action with no results in the present. We are talking about past simple. For example, I lost my keys yesterday. It was terrible. Now probably we are getting to the house, but yesterday I lost my keys, right? So this is the main difference between one tense to other. So for example, when we are talking about present perfect, we are refers to with an unfinished time. For example, I've seen John this week, but we don't know specify in which day. Or for example, this month, we can refer to the first, second, or third, or fourth week, but we are not specifying in which special day, right? And then with a finished time word. For example, when we are talking about simple past simple, we are using expressions such as last week, last month, on 1980, for example. We are precise the date. For example, on 5th November. And we are precise the specific time. This is the main difference. Here we are talking about most of the time experiences, dates that we are not precising the date, for example, and when we are talking about past simple, most of the time we are talking about experiences or actions that happened in the past, started and finished. And now we're gonna answer some exercise to identify the differences between one tense to other. For example, when we see this kind of sentences, we identify immediately ever. So in this case, we know that ever is using present perfect. So the question will be, have you ever tasted sushi? Have you ever tasted sushi? As you can see, ever is before the main verb. And this is a question. Sorry, have you ever tasted? Have you ever tasted sushi? Okay, and the answer, if you are asking something in present perfect, the answer is in the same tense. For example, yes, I have, or I've eaten. And then, when you eat sushi for the first time, as you can see this expression for the first time, immediately we are thinking in a specific time. For that reason, we have to use simple past. When did you eat sushi for the first time? I ate sushi for the first time on my dad's 5th birthday. He invited the whole family to a Japanese restaurant. As you are talking in past, you have to start with a capital letter. Did you like it? Absolutely. In fact, it was, because we continue to describing an action in the past, but it is finished action. It was so good that, okay, so in this case, if you identify 3 times, you immediately think about present perfect. We have been to that restaurant 3 times yet. And on my mom's birthdays, we ordered some sushi and had it at home. So in this case, you can identify very quickly the time expressions. For example, if you identify ever, you immediately think about present perfect. In this case, if you are using a question in present perfect, the answer is in the same tense. So if you identify for the first time, this action started and finished in the past. For that reason, we use past simple. And then the answer is in the same tense. You continue to talking about this action in the past. So when you identify 3 times, immediately you think about present perfect. And then these actions are consecutive actions in the past. Use past simple. I hope this video can help you to understand in a better way the uses of this kind of tenses. So if you have any question, you can ask me or you can send me your questions by the chat. That's all for this video. Thank you for your attention.